Okay, look, there are several types of marketing channel strategy. Okay, now marketing channel is actually the decision about how many layers. Okay, for us to reach as a manufacturer to reach the final consumers, right? So that is the decision. That is the decision that we are going to make. Okay, so please differentiate the distribution coverage strategy is actually the decision about how many wholesalers and retailers. In the case of marketing channel, it is the decision about how many layers, right? Now, what do I mean by layers? Think about manufacturers, okay? Some business may distribute their product directly to the final consumer. So from manufacturer directly through the manufacturer, through the final consumers, right? This is what we call as direct marketing channel. If we do that, we adopt no marketing channel or no middleman, okay, in our channel strategy. Okay? The second one is indirect channel strategy. That means we adopt at least one middleman. All right. So if we are the manufacturer, we have retailer, for instance, before we have the final consumer. Okay. So that means we adopt we adopt indirect channel strategy. Okay. Now, in terms of channel strategy, marketers may also develop a combination such as multiple channel strategy. Right? Multiple channel strategy is actually adopted by manufacturers if they aim at different target market with different channel strategy. Right? With some target markets, they use, for instance, direct channel strategy, and with another type target market, they use indirect channel strategy because they don't have the access to these to a different target market. Okay, or hybrid, which is basically a combination between direct and indirect, but they aim at the same target market. Okay, now think about businesses like Apple, for instance, right? Where can we buy Apple's products as the customers? We can buy them at the Apple Store, okay, or their online store, okay. We can also buy their products at the retailers such as JB Hi-Fi or telecommunication providers such as Vodafone or Optus and so on and so forth, right? So they use a combination between direct and indirect. Now, it is going back to you in terms of your analysis, whether the types of customers are the same. If you say, well, they are the same type of customers, the customers who buy at the store or online or at Vodafone or at JB Hi-Fi, they are basically similar target market. Then you're talking about hybrid. Okay, right. So they're the main ones I'd like to talk about in terms of I'd like to discuss in terms of the channel strategy. So in terms of placement, two main concepts that you want to include in your assessment as well. Distribution coverage strategy, which is basically about intensive, selective, or exclusive strategy that you adopt for your business. The second one is channel strategy, whether it is going to be direct, indirect, hybrid, or multiple. Okay, I guess the rest of this are basically about the logistical side of the business, such as warehousing or inventory, right? Transportation, retailing, and also wholesaler and wholesaling, right? I'm not going to discuss that a lot, and I'm going to leave it to you to go through the text. Okay. Now, can we now discuss about the assessments? Before we do that, what I'm going to do next is basically to briefly go through the two assessments, and then we discuss your group the questions from you. Okay, when we discuss about your specific questions, I'm not going to record it, so we can have a free flow discussion. Yeah. Okay, assessment 2. Look, don't worry about the number of group. For us, our online class, I have given a bit of flexibility, so I put more team members in there, so you have more opportunities to work with other people. Okay? It is due in week 9. Now we are in we are in week 8, so Sunday, week 9, it is due. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to outline a marketing environmental scan report. Okay, now this one is related to the first module and third module. Okay, if you go back to the first module and second module, my apologies. Okay, the first 2 modules. Okay, if you go back to the first 2 modules, that should be able to help you. Okay, now let's look at the specific tasks that you need to deliver. Environmental scanning. Look, remember, we talk about macro environmental analysis and micro environmental actors. Okay, so in the beginning, to start your assessment, I would recommend you to outline the background of the company, the product, okay, and outline the situation analysis, which is basically about the macro and micro. Macro environmental forces include economic, political, and so on and so forth, right? Remember module 1. And please also outline the competitors, the customer strength, okay? And also include the SWOT analysis, okay? And then in module 2, you'll be able to find a consumer buyer characteristics like situational, psychological, social influences, and their decision-making process, okay? So they're the content, right? So which is basically the ones that we've been talking about, okay? At least half of these, you have been working on at least half of these. Remember, your assessment 1, part B, is actually about environmental scanning. Okay, so you've been working on this, so you should be familiar with those concepts. Okay, you just need to expand it because this one is larger. Okay, now what do we need to deliver? We do need to deliver that in the in the format of report. So yeah, make sure that we address that in 2,500 words. And follow and also look at the rubrics or marking criteria. Okay, so we need to address the background, situation analysis, competitor analysis, consumer behavior, and also referencing. And now, please, if you're not comfortable with referencing, as far as I can recall, there are a few students who still need to work more on the referencing. We adopt APA referencing style. I understand that some students from the who've been with us for several years or for a bit longer may still adopt Harvard referencing style. I'll give you a bit of flexibility with that as long as you are consistent. Okay, and effective presentation communication, that means your layout and so on and so forth would be quite professional. You may want to include a title page, table of content, all right? And use numbering, use headings, subheadings, right? So you have a stronger presentation. Not bad in terms of contribution, 10%, okay? So that's the assessment 2, okay? Now let's have a look at assessment 3 briefly. Assessment 3 requires us to present it. So I'm going to leave it to you guys in the group. We are going to discuss this. I'm going to give a bit of reminder for this one. In terms of who will present it, I'll leave it to you. As long as there's someone in the group presenting it on behalf of the others, you make that decision, you make that call, that is fine, okay? So you need to deliver a PowerPoint presentation for this one. And it will be uploaded. You should upload it in week 11, okay? And week 12, you are going to give feedback to the other group's presentation, okay? You're going to give feedback to the group's presentation, okay? And in terms of content, the same company, the same business, same product, you can use the background information from previous assessments, from assessment 2. Okay, except this one here, you expand it to the segmentation, targeting, and positioning, and also marketing mix variables, right? And a brief conclusion, and use the relevant concept. That's it, and you are ready to upload, right? In PowerPoint presentation format. Okay. I would also recommend you to use when you present it, when you present your when you present it, you can use Zoom presentation like this. You can use it for free for about 40 minutes presentation. You're not going to present it in 40 minutes, right? You're going to present it in 20 minutes. So sign up the free service. Or if you have a different different format, go for it. But I would recommend you to use Zoom because that works for us so far, and I'm not sure with the other format. Okay. And after that, so you upload the PowerPoint presentation slides and also the link of your Zoom video presentation for me to mark and for your friends to upload. For your friends to observe as well. Please upload it on the YouTube channel. You can create your own YouTube channel. Basically, look, we live in digital world. Let's learn using digital technologies, right? You, who knows, your career pathway later on needs it. Needs you to be comfortable with these kind of technologies, right? And in week 12, you will do peer review. So you give feedback to your group's presentation. Right, and that's basically it. In terms of rubric, please also observe the rubric. Overall visual appeal, background, target market analysis, positioning, marketing mix variables, effective communication, conclusion. So the other ones that we need to address in our assessment 3. Okay, right. Now I think I just need to go back to the assessment 2, right? And in saying that, I'm going to stop the recording so we can have a more free flow discussion for assessment 2 and 3. Yeah.